Hi, my name is Alyssa, and today I'll be showing you proper aseptic technique and how to inoculate media. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sterilize my work surface. So I have here some disinfectant, and I'm going to take a paper towel to clean it. Alrighty, I have my samples here in test tubes. I have my makeshift incinerator. I have my 2 plates, and then I have a loop. The first thing I'm going to do is show you how to inoculate a plate from a plate. So I'm going to take my loop, put it in the incinerator, make sure it gets nice and hot. It will completely turn red, and then pull it out. I'm going to let that cool for a second so you don't create any aerosols. I'm going to take an isolated colony from the first plate, pick it up, and then inoculate the second plate by doing like a 3-quadrant streak or a 4-quadrant streak, making sure that last quadrant is really big so we can get the most isolation. Okay, personally I learned to have these plates upside down so that they're easier to pick up, but if you want to do it right side up, that's fine. All right, and then I'm going to sterilize my loop. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to take an isolated colony and to inoculate a slant. So I'm going to pull my loop out, make sure that it is has cooled down, not waving it around to create any aerosols. Then what I'm going to do is from that first plate that has my bacteria, I'm going to pick it up, take an isolated colony, and then I can open my tube, sterilize it for about 3 seconds, and then dipping my sample in, making sure not to touch the sides, the mouth, streaking kind of up inside the tube so that we can get all of that media inoculated, and make sure that we can see a color change if we're using it for a biochemical test. Whoops. And then just kind of for that 3 seconds again, and then putting your cap on. So ignore the fact that I tried to put my cap on. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to show you is tube to tube. So I'm imagining this would be like your sample and putting it into a broth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sterilize my loop right here for about 10 seconds, making sure that it's hot, taking it out, making sure that it gets cool, uncapping my tube and dipping it, for about 3 seconds. This is the part I don't do in real life, so I had to remember. Okay, dipping it into my sample, taking it out for about 3 seconds, putting that cap on, and then I'm imagining this is a broth culture, so all I'm doing is, or like a broth, this is to help anything that's kind of having trouble growing. So we're gonna just try to dislodge the sample. So I'm taking off my tube cap, sterilizing for about 3 seconds, putting it in the tube and kind of jiggling it around, making sure I get all that sample and debris off, taking it out, sterilizing it for about 3 seconds, and then putting the cap back on. And then before I put my loop away, it's good practice to sterilize it, just making sure to kill all the bacteria, even though it should be sterilized before its next use anyway. Okay, I'm done with my loop. So if I was to put away my samples, my slant should be like in a test tube rack or something to hold it upright in the incubator. And then in the incubator as well, my inoculated plate, it should be upside down, and this is to prevent any condensation from getting onto like the media and kind of either inhibiting or kind of like disrupting any of the bacterial growth. So putting that as a side, I'm done with my incinerator, making sure to turn it off, and then sterilizing my work surface again with that disinfectant and wiping it down. All right, and that should be it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.